Odisha, this state has its distinct traditions, climate, food, customs, music and a prosperous tribal culture. Dense forests, abundant natural resources, mountainous topography, and a cultivable land is helpful in protecting and enhancing the Odisha's thriving tribal population. There are nearly 62 native tribal communities which are spread across various districts of Odisha. The tribes settled in the districts of Keonjhar, Dhenkanal and Sundargarh districts are among the most primitive tribes. Bhuiyan is one such tribe living in the lowlands of the mountains of these areas. Bhuiyan tribe believes that they are born from Mother Earth. As the sons and daughters of the land, they are known as Bhuiyan or Bhuiyan. Agriculture is the main source of livelihood for the Bhuiyan tribe. They have adapted to their difficult lifestyle for many generations now and have worked hard to lead a simple life. The Bhuiyan tribe is efficient in effectively utilizing small farm plots for their subsistence. They searched for different methods of cultivation and developed them further with time in such a way that is suitable to their lifestyle. Their farming methods are scientifically useful in maintaining the fertility as well as health of the land. This farming method is called shifting cultivation or podu chas. It is an ancient farming method. Since time immemorial, farming has been the primary source of livelihood for the Bhuiyan people. The practice of podu chas farming is very different from the practice of regular farming. In fact, this farming method is a cycle of 15 to 18 years, but in the present time, the cycle has reduced to a period of 2 to 3 years. During the period of first 3 years, the farmers cultivate only a hilly land and then abandon the land for a period of 2 to 3 years. The farmers then move on to a land which had been already lying abandoned for a period of 2 to 3 years and begin farming on it. This process of leaving one place and then moving on to another is still prevalent among the generations. This is why this practice is known as shifting cultivation. If we look at this scientifically, for the land to regain its lost fertility, it is an effective and natural method to leave the land for a few years. Generally, where Bhuiyan live, those places are not suitable for agriculture. The rocky lands, excessive trees, the flora and bushes act as a huge hurdle for farming. This is the reason why the Bhuiyan tribe follow the traditional practice of podu chas. In the forest area, the land is allotted to the family head by the village head. The process of podu chas begins once the land allotment is completed. The farming done in the first year is called biringa. The Bhuiyan people first clear up the allotted land for proper cultivation. For this, they chop off the grown trees and bushes in the months of March and April. While doing so, they are careful to chop off only the unwanted trees. Once chopped off, they leave these trees and bushes unattended for 2 to 3 months. When the leaves of these trees and bushes get dried up from the heat in the months of May-June, then they are set on fire. With this, the heaps of ashes get washed off with the first shower of the rain and get spread across the farm. The farm is tilled twice to grow moong dal during the first year in biringa. During the cultivation of the land in the second year, the area of land is called kaman. During kaman, fast-growing rice crop is cultivated and gangei, ragi, makka, ruma are grown around the rice plantation. Rasi seeds can be sown along the borders of the farmland. Vegetables like beans, pumpkins and gourd are sown around tall trees in heaps of ashes so that the creepers can bend and grow with their support. The benefit of sowing plants in heaps of ashes or putting ashes on them is that they are not affected by insects and the plants also get proper nutrition. When cultivation is practiced on a certain portion of Kaman in the third year, it is called Goda. Bil or Jami. These are temporary rice plots near a river or drain which are brought to use for farming so that the source of water can be channelized for irrigation. This land is under permanent individual ownership. Rice is the main crop that is cultivated here. Bakadi, land patches near the houses or mainly at their backyard, are permanently owned by the individual families. These land patches are very fertile as the women throw cow dung here. Every year, 2 different crops like maize and mustard are grown turn by turn on Bakadi. The owner of this house protects the backyard by fixing a fence, and besides a few crops, vegetables and papaya are also grown here. Due to lack of cultivable land, Bhuiyan are skilled in growing crops even on rocky grounds. As it is impossible to work with a plough in between big rocks and stones, so the people pull out unwanted bushes and spread out seeds. In order to protect the seeds from the birds, they are covered with big leaves. Although not a lot, but they do manage to get some cereals from here. In order to strengthen themselves financially, the people use the produce from the forest. For the development and financial progress of Paudi Bhuiyan, the government of Odisha established the Paudi Bhuiyan Development Agency. This agency runs various schemes for the financial development of Paudi Bhuiyan. It helps them to become financially capable. However, the situation in nearby villages is quite different from what is aimed at. A lot is required to be done for the betterment of Paudi Bhuiyan. The crops that are sown on the hills do not use any chemical fertilizer or insecticide. After the crops get cultivated in the field, farmers build scaffolding here and stay there to protect the crops from monkeys and wild animals.
We clear the forest and do farming here. We protect the crops from wild pigs, monkeys, bears and other wild animals. In order to protect the crops, we build a scaffolding here and live here day and night.
Till date, Bhuiyan people exchange rice with pulses from the market. Generally, the people who cultivate pulses in the first year need rice so that they exchange it with other farmers. Rice is the staple food of Bhuiyan tribe. Cooked rice is mixed with water and consumed the next day. Locally, it is known as pakhal. Due to warm climate, pakhal is suitable for them and is good for their stomach and overall health. Generally, the people prefer to dry their food and then eat it rather than eating it fresh, be it maize or dry fish. Handia is the main and favorite drink here, which is easily available from place to place. Many such things are easily available in their local markets. The people are also dependent on the forest produce to a great extent. Women select mushrooms from the forest which are used for cooking. Generally, Paudi Bhuiyan people are very hard-working by nature and work extremely hard to cultivate crops in the farms. But this cultivation is not enough for the entire year. So, they have to depend on government schemes to a great extent. They need to be made aware about services related to education and health.